Okay, welcome
Sure.
to Hiker's Dream, and this is Landslide or Val, and I was hiking the PCT with my son in 2014. That's where I got interested in hiking, and I'm starting to promote hikers, hiking, and the environment through this show here with talking to people that are outdoors and really seeing what really supports us with the nature that we have, the food and the sun and the plants and the trees. These all things that are supporting us. So today we have Devious Hiker on, and welcome, Dev or Devious. And I'd like to first ask you how you got your trail name. Get that out of
Thank
the
you.
way.
Actually, so Devious Hiker is what I started with because I didn't know what my trail name was going to be, So I was like Devious Dev, why not? Um, Eventually, I got the name Gandalf.
Uh,
So yeah. I got my trail name when. So first of all, I did the first couple hundred miles in SoCal. I got hurt, and then it was pretty bad for a while, and I thought I was done. And my aunt, she lives up in Oregon, and she said, "Well, um, come on up here. We could do the Oregon section together." And by then, I was better, but everybody that I started with was gone. So I was like, "All right, yeah, sure. Like, I'll do the Oregon section with you." So we were doing the Oregon section. She kind of hurt her ankle, but she was always limping and hobbling. And she's like, "Don't worry, I'm just hobbling along. I'm just hobbling along." And she's short, so she was short and hobbling. So I said, "You're the Hoblet, like that's your trail name. You got a trail name before I did." And she laughed and she said, "Well, if I'm the Hoblet, you're Gandalf." Because I was leading her around. So there you go. That's how I got it.
cool. Now this is this year,
Yeah, it was last year. It was
last year,
mhm.
2022.
Yeah, I actually just hit the 1 year mark after finishing the trail because I started in March, but because of my injury and how slow I was the rest of the way, I ended in uh, November 27th.
Of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So kind of go back, you started in March of 2022, and then you went how many miles till you got injured? And you went to Oregon?
It was within the first 300. So yeah, it was around, oh, what's that pass?
Hmm, let's see.
Uh, Forgetting the name. It was just after Lake Arrowhead. That was like the last real stop that I had. And then I
Okay.
went past Mount Baden Powell, and that's around where I got hurt.
Okay. That's kind of where I got my trail name, Little Jimmy Campground, where I got another slide. I fell down and all these rocks came tumbling down. And the guy who had seen me before fall, that's where I got my name, Landslide, little Jimmy Campground. So, and then what do you get off trail at Idlewild, or where did you get off
It
to get to
was,
Oregon?
gosh, what is that pass's name? Um, it was where the McDonald's, that
Oh yeah,
first
yeah,
McDonald's.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cajon Pass.
Cajon Pass. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's where my first injury. Yeah, so I got injured. I was off for a couple weeks. I came back on, and then I went past Baden Powell and all that, and I got hurt again. So then, whatever the next town is, that's where I got off. Um, yeah,
What kind of injury was it? Uh,
I sprained my ankle pretty bad, and then
yeah,
kept going on it. You know.
because you're one of the first people I mean, there's stress fractures, but I never heard of anybody, even though you'd think it would be, but I've never heard of anybody spraining their ankle. But that's the first for me. Not that people
Yeah.
haven't done it, but okay. So you just turned it. sort of?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah,
some of those sections where all the scree is, it's just
yeah.
it'll chew up your ankles.
Oh, yeah. And so you went back. How'd you get to Oregon?
After some time, I flew up, and then I met with my aunt. So what I ended up doing was I did the first 300 going from Mexico north. I did Oregon with my aunt, and then I did Washington myself. And then I flew back down, and then I went from NorCal down. So then I met back up where I left off.
Okay. And then you finished it November 27th.
Hmm.
So you did the Sierras in the fall. I mean, wasn't it kind of gnarly? Or
It
was that?
was it was it was definitely a race against time. I was at Donner Pass in like late October, and people were saying like, you're coming through right now when the actual Donner Party happened. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, well, I'm hiking alone, so I don't have any meals to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
But yeah,
It's
by the time I was almost done with the Sierras, it was starting to snow, so I was getting out just in time.
okay. And that year, what kind of year was it? Was it a high rainfall year or snow year? I don't
It was
remember.
actually pretty dry. It was pretty hot too. There was a
Okay.
lot of fires. There's some sections that I still have to do because of the fires. Actually,
Oh,
I didn't even hit Canada the last 60 miles because of the fires.
oh, the fires year. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. So you didn't actually reach the border or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like I have like a cardboard border that I hit. Some hikers made a cardboard,
Oh,
sign or
okay.
whatever.
That's cool. I mean,
Terminus.
basically you did the whole thing. I mean, six
Yeah, yeah.
miles.
I have to do some fire miles, but
Okay. So, okay. So now what is your next step and what is your next hike after all that? What did you do this year?
this year I'm, just getting back to work and trying to get some money so I can, live again. The economy wasn't as good as I thought it would be, after leaving the trail, but just getting that in order. And then once I have all my ducks in a line, the next trail that I want to do is the CDT.
Are you going for the Triple Crown?
Yeah, yeah, why not?
Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Uh, so I always ask people here, the hikers, about what they became more aware of on their hike. Awareness is important in this day and age, in any age, it's about survival and just being aware of what's going on around you, whether it's in the forest or in the snow or in the city. But what did you become more aware of? I'm just curious, through your experiences hiking.
I mean, a lot of it is just becoming more aware of yourself and who you are. You start to, a lot of people kind of tend to tell themselves stories that, kind of like lie to themselves. And then, when you go through, the hike and everything, and every day is just, you're kind of beating yourself down, getting exhausted, and you're kind of, finding out who you really are. Um, you kind of realize, it behooves you not to lie to yourself. Just be honest with yourself. And yeah.
You have to, yeah, to survive. I mean, you have to be real with what's
Mhm.
going on around you. So it's an introspective kind of time. I mean, you did a lot of hiking alone, it sounds like too, or
Yeah, yeah. Through the Sierras, I was alone the entire way.
wow.
Uh, but I actually did meet up with a trail family at the very end. So my last little stretch south, I had a couple people I was hiking with. So that was nice.
Yeah, actually my son had to leave in in the northern part of California and in Tahoe I met a fellow handbrake from Sisters, Oregon. and I hiked the rest of the way with him. And then we stopped in Sisters to visit his family, and then we finished up. So, yeah, otherwise we just hike with groups sometimes, but basically with either my son or with him. And I hiked alone a lot too, because you don't have the same pace all the time. But so it gave you a lot of time to be introspective. And did you listen to music, or did you listen to nature? How did you handle, what were your thoughts along the trail hiking alone? What things went through your awareness?
So a lot of the times I tried not to listen to music during the day when hiking. Like in Washington, I do it a lot because going up the steep climbs, I was like, I just have to listen to something to get my heart going.
Mm,
But a lot of times I wouldn't listen to music until the end of the day when I had my camp set up. So I was listening to nature. I was coming up with my own thoughts, you know. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of it was just that kind of, self-discovery and discovery about the world around you. You know, there's a lot of thoughts that you kind of just, come up with, you realize things.
yeah, it changed me. It certainly changed me. I mean, I let go of a lot of things after I came back. I even let go of my cottage that I was renting. I said, why am I spending money renting something when I could live outdoors? So basically homeless for a while because I don't know, so used to it, living outdoors for 5 months. Why pay rent? So it changed me in that way. And still to this day, I'm in with a nonprofit environmental group, and we're trying to save the planet, trying to do something to offset what people are doing to the place, and killing it. So because it does support us, and we should take care of it, like the natives did. So uh, that's what I'm doing right now. That kind of affected me by hiking, by seeing, what was going on, and then coming back to the city and seeing the difference. It's quite a difference. So
Hmm.
uh, are you like, do you have a family, or you just solo? Do you have
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a family. Like, my parents are in, SoCal, and then my aunt and my cousins are here in Oregon, and grandma in another part of Oregon, that kind of thing.
I mean, wife and kids, you didn't go that route?
Oh no.
Okay, so
No,
you're
I have a girlfriend though, but yeah.
okay, so you're kind of fancy free more.
Yeah, more or less. I should probably hurry up and settle down. But,
Well, how old are you?
32.
Okay. Yeah, you still got time.
I hope so.
That yeah, my handbrake, my hiking partner in the north, he had recently got married again, and one thing he told his wife is, get married, but I'm doing this trail, after we get married. That's one of my things on the bucket list, just so you know. Because sometimes it's hard to get away from the family and responsibilities and, financial,
Oh yeah.
job, all that.
Yeah, definitely.
You Um, what's your suggestion for other hikers that are just starting up? Do you have any advice for because there's a lot of things going on with, you get lonely, you get bored, you get injuries, you miss your family back home, your friends, etc., like that. So how did you get through all that, or what kind of advice do you have for hikers starting like a long distance trail?
Well, I mean, there's so much stuff that I could say. It, if you're going to do the whole thing, you have to really want it. Just like anything in life that's big, you have to want it. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? You're not going to do the whole trail in a day.
Mhm.
You're going to take sections, and in the beginning, don't try to keep up with everybody else. A lot of people, there's people that are like doing 20 miles a day off the start.
Yeah.
And if you've not hiked before, you're maybe lucky if you do 10, and that's fine. There's time. And there's a whole lot of trail, and if you want to conquer it, there's got to be a whole lot of you. So just a couple things that come to mind.
What was your original intent? Was this the first long distance trail you've done, or?
Yeah, yeah. Before this, I only did one night of a test hike with my gear. So
Sounds
yeah,
like us. We did 5 days and that's it. No
yeah,
experience. Yeah, okay.
yeah. You just throw yourself out there. I think that's definitely a hiker mentality. You just kind of do it. But
Of course, I was 64 and you were 31 or whatever. Yeah.
you see everybody from all walks of life. That's the
Yeah.
beautiful part of the trail.
Yeah. We actually they're either younger or older, kind of retired. But then we met this guy who was in his 40s, and he said, that's kind of odd to take 5 months off. What do you do for a living? Well, I work, I live in Humboldt and I grow marijuana, so I can take off whenever I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get some people that are they respond to the fires, forest fires, so they have like a season off a lot of times. So you get those people, you get people that own businesses and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I have money working for me. You know, everybody has different situations.
We met two forest rangers that were retired, and another fellow, and they're professional hikers. Basically, they live off their Social Security, go in town, get that, and come back and live on the trail. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. Um, a buddy of mine, he became a truck driver because he said it'll be flexible enough, he'll be able to make money, flexible enough to go back in the hiking season. And, if you want to make it work, you can find a way.
Yeah, it reminds me of Scott Williamson. You familiar with him?
I don't think so.
He's done the PCT, I don't know, number 12 times or something. He's the first one that did flip flop. He went up and then came back again twice. He set a couple records too, speed records, but I don't think he's hiking anymore. But yeah, he used to be a tree pruner, tree company during the season, and he made pretty good money, and then he'd hike the rest of the year. Yeah, yeah. So there's different ways you can do it. Yeah.
Nice.
What kind of work do you do, or can I ask?
Yeah, yeah. Well, right now I just got my insurance license. So I'm doing you know, State Farm.
So basically, you're self-employed in a sense.
No, no,
No?
I work for an agent,
Okay.
but yeah. I mean, in the long run, like I probably could do that, but
Okay. So the AT coming up, that would be when is that? I mean, the CDT, when is that coming up?
I would hope for the year after next. Um, hopefully I have everything in order to do the year after next.
2025.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. And how'd your gear go and all that? How'd that come out? Are you happy with
Oh,
that?
oh yeah, yeah. No, so the pants I had like the Prana ones. Yeah, I didn't wear shorts anywhere along the entire trail because they have like a little more ventilation, so they were perfect. My tent, it was the Copper Spur. Um, that was by far like my favorite piece of gear. It broke by the end of the trail, but that's a long trail to have something last that long. But yeah, I mean, I I didn't have that problem a lot of people have where they pack too much stuff in the beginning and have to kind of shrug some stuff off. I wasn't carrying any fear with me, but the only thing that I had started with that I replaced because I didn't like it was my filter because I had the uh it's the really really slow one. It was the
One of the
mini.
Sawyers or what?
Yeah, yeah, it was the Sawyer Mini.
Mm.
So I replaced that with the other Sawyer. So I didn't have 6 or 7 groups of people passing me by, you know, after they filtered their water while I'm still filtering.
Mhm.
Uh, no, I mean, um, yeah, my gear was pretty solid overall.
Your diet, you gonna change your diet at all, or how's that gonna work?
Oh man, no, I was almost called Mercury. If I hadn't already had the name Gandalf, because I ate tuna packets every single day of the
Yeah,
trail.
yeah. So did
Um,
I. Tortillas
and
and tuna and yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I tried different things too, you know, like, you know, peanut butter or Nutella. Those didn't last as long. It's just not as palatable, I guess, for me. But yeah, I kind of did tuna the whole way.
if it works, and then town food, what did you do in town? Did
Oh, town, you know, just anything, just
yeah, yeah,
burgers,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, the funny thing though is that, you know, you get so hungry, but your stomach kind of shrinks, you know, because you
Right,
don't eat as much.
right.
So it's like the all you can eat buffet sounds like a good idea, but oh,
No,
you can't
yeah.
do it.
No, I lost 10 pounds the first 2 weeks. I don't know how your weight, how's your weight during the trail? Well, you had,
Yeah. Yeah, I went from 230 pounds to 180.
oh,
Um through the you know, by the time I ended the trail. Uh,
ooh, that's huge.
yeah, yeah, it was,
Yeah.
you know, it was my peak weight from year or two after high school, that 180. But and now I'm back to like maybe like two something. You
Mhm.
know, too many zeros turns me into a
Right,
zero. You know?
right. Now you're a writer for the Trek, or
No, no, I
no?
actually didn't end up doing that. I just I made the YouTube videos for mainly for myself and my family, just so I could like watch it in the future. And you know, I made friends along the way. Like there were people that found my channel and were super, you know, super awesome, you know, and very you know, communicative, you know, comments and stuff like that. So I got to, even though I never met people in real life, somehow they found me, and you know, I consider them my friends.
So that's the main source of communication with you is your YouTube channel for hikers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I suppose
Okay, are you active on it? I mean, I didn't really go there. I didn't
not
notice.
not lately. I there's still a couple days from some fire miles that I should have uploaded,
Hmm.
and somebody even asked me about doing some gear suggestions, and I wish I had done that because I just never got around to it. I was too busy trading my hiking boots for khakis.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, we'll have to keep in touch. I mean, when you do, or if you want to come on again, if you have something to share, I'm happy to have you on the show. I interview maybe one or two hikers a week now. I just started this up again because I want to get involved myself. Although we're doing projects here in Mexico, I would like to do maybe the Arizona Trail sometime. My son
Hmm.
just did that. It's like 600 miles through the Grand Canyon. It sounds like a beauty, real nice.
I've heard good things. Yeah.
But yeah, if you wanna drop in sometime or keep in touch, glad to have you. And if you want, send me the link to your YouTube channel. We'll put it on this video here. My editor will put it on, or any
Sure.
contact information you want, or and also a small bio. If you in the beginning of the show, we just have like a couple sentences. What you're about. We can add that if you provide that in an email with a link to your YouTube channel. We can add that to the video,
Sure.
to the show. So, okay. So Gandalf, you're great.
Well,
Good.
thank you. Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been great
Yeah.
talking with you.
And then
And
hopefully we'll get in touch. We'll still both be around in 2025 when you do your CDT, if the
yeah,
world is
yeah,
still here.
yeah. Anymore, you don't know if somebody's going to press a red button or not.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Okay.
thanks for your time, Val. Have a good one.
Happy trails.
You too. Happy trails.
Bye.